So I want to do a quick stretch routine here. It'd probably be about 10 minutes. We're going to start on our backs with a couple of stretches that are great to do when you wake up in the morning, like right in your bed. I have lots of clients who do them right in bed, feel great. And then we're going to come up to standing and do a few more. Here's the props you're going to need. A yoga block, if you have one, could be a cushion, could be your chair. Okay. Yeah, if you don't have a block, you could use a chair, a banister, a countertop, a coffee table. All right. And I'll show you when you would use those as alternatives. All right. So let's come down on our backs. And for those of you who have low back or knee issues, you're going to bring your ankles and your knees together. Okay. Take your arms out to the side, palms up, and just let your knees go side to side. For those of you that it feels good to take your feet mat width apart, you would do that. And just moving through the hips, side to side. And for, that range might be fairly small for you. That's okay. What you want to do, though, is stay pain-free. Okay, just adding a little bit of movement in here, staying pain-free. And then I just want you to let your legs drop to one side, hold there. For those of you that are mat width apart, you could be taking a cushion or a pillow in between the legs under the bottom knee. Just hold here for a couple more breaths. Think about that breath coming into your belly. And then slowly bring it up. Let's go the other way. We're going to breathe for 5 here. Just soften in through your jaw. One more breath. And then coming back to center. Let's draw one knee into the chest. Hands could be below the knee, back of the thigh. Just give it a little hug here, low back stretch. Lengthen that leg long, and let's rotate that ankle. One way and then the other. And we lose mobility in our ankles as we age. And it's good to work through the ankle, then reach up through the heel. Just get a sense of what that feels like for you today. And then draw that knee back into the chest, taking it down. Let's go to the other side now. And just drawing it in. Nice low back stretcher. You can have this other leg long if that feels good for you. I'm going to show the bent knee option today. Lengthen the leg long now. And let's circle out through the ankle. One way. And really try to isolate the ankle here and the other way. Might be crunchy, mine is. And then reach up through your heel. Try to let your pelvis grow heavy. Just feeling that stretch in the back of the leg. One more breath here. Good. Let's take that leg down now and come into a figure 4 stretch. So this ankle stays flexed. You can hang out here. You can come up. Feeling that stretch in the side of the hip. Okay. And just connecting into your breath. This is also a great way to connect with yourself first thing in the morning. And then switching sides, take the other ankle across the knee, flex that ankle. Maybe you're going to hang out here. You've got enough stretch. Maybe you're going to come up. Just notice how that feels for you. And how it feels between sides, right? Be curious about your own body. Last 2 breaths here.
And of course, you can always stay longer if you wish, right? Take that foot down. Now draw both knees into your chest. Let's do some low back circles. You're just going to make circles, okay, from the pelvis, back of the pelvis. And let's do one more in this direction, switch directions. And one more. Good. You can take your feet down to the ground, roll it over onto your side to come onto all fours. You can also rock and roll yourself up. Okay. For those of you who don't like to be on your knees, you can add a blanket or you can add the chair and you can actually sit on the chair or the cat-cow part. Okay. So, be kind to your knees. We want them to last. And just cat stretch. And then come into a cow stretch. So think about pubic bone coming to belly button. We're starting that stretch there in that lumbar curve, then coming up into that thoracic spine. And then leading with the crown of the head. And just letting the belly button sink. And now we've got that lumbar curve. Let's do two more of those. In cat-cow, we're stretching through the spine, flexing and extending. And often, we'll spend more time here in the upper back because it's easiest, right? But really think what's happening down here, because that's a really beautiful stretch. And then opening up through the chest here, lifting the chin if it feels good for your neck. Let's do one more. Now we've got blood flow coming into the spine now. Come back to center. Take one hand forward, the other hand ahead. And now come towards that hip. So what we're doing in this stretch as we come across is we're lengthening in through that sideways, stretching in under the arm. Okay, and just go back to what feels good for you. And just stretch. This is one of my favorite stretches. I just love that sideline stretch. And then bring it up and switching sides. And it's amazing how tight we can get in here. We don't even know it. And one more breath. Good, bring it up. For those of you who like down dog, you can go there. For those of you who don't, all right, not everybody's a fan, you can walk yourself forward into a forward fold. All right, and get the blanket out of the way and just start to walk yourself forward. Hands come to the thighs now. So this is where your chair or your block can come in. You want to make it doable for yourself, and you want to make sure that you're in the body that you have, right? The body that you showed up with today. And so we can reach back and think about tipping that pelvis right up and over those leg bones. You can hang, so just scoop the elbows in and hang, but keep the knees bent a little bit here. But we want to get that sense of reaching back. This is a nice low back stretch. And on my chair, I could do it like this. That just gives me a little bit more support. And if I get dizzy from inversion, it's a great way to still allow me to be in the pose without getting dizzy, right? Because after all, who wants to get dizzy? It doesn't feel good. And then release. And just arms come up. Press down into the feet. And open yourself up now. Come into prayer pose. Nice. Let's take one foot forward and one foot back. Bend that front knee as you come into that warrior. So we've got that length. We're going to push down and reach up and get that into the hip.
And then shoulders, let's move them. And maybe it looks like this for you. Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it's full arm. Okay, play with the shoulders you showed up with today. But really feel that movement coming from the shoulders. Press down into the outside edge of the back foot. So you've got that good anchoring, and then you can lift and open up through the body. One more. Good. And now give yourself a hug. Everybody needs a hug in the morning, don't we? Give yourself a hug. Open it up. Blades, your shoulder blades come towards each other. Your shoulder blades come apart from each other, but you've given yourself a hug. Some love in the morning. And one more. And we're also stretching through the spine. Good. Step it forward. Switch sides now. Again, we're going to anchor. We want to grow tall. Grow tall. Feeling that stretch in the back of the hip. And let's take those arms. And let's go palm down. Palm up if it feels good. Do you see how I'm turning through my hands? Turning. That's happening at my shoulder joints. And again, I'm just working in that range that feels good for me. Always give yourself permission, you know, to work in the range of motion that is available to you. And then you can increase it, right? But if you push past it, that's when we get ourselves into trouble. And then a nice big hug. Big hug. And open it up. And a big hug. And open it up, getting ready to receive. And one more. And open it up. Good. Both feet come together now. Here's where I'm struggling with my my ear things this morning. Okay, we're step wide. Now this is where you can use your chair. You can use your block. You can come forward. You can come forward. Okay. All right. So let's come forward now. Reach that pelvis back like you're pouring water out of the front of your pelvis, okay, like a bowl. You're tipping it, tipping it, tipping it. Hands could come to the blocks, and we'll reach back. Feet are heavy here. And some of you may be to the floor, some of you may be on your chair, right? Coffee table. And one more breath. And then bring it up. Can you turn the feet out now? Bend the knees, bring it down. Reach it up, go to the side. Bring it down. Good. Go to the side. Smile. Smile. It's a new day. Full of new opportunities. Right? One more each way. And arc through the ribs. Good. Step it together. Let's bring the hands to the heart. And just notice now, how do you feel? How does your body feel at this moment? Set your intention for your day. What do you want your day to look like? What do you want it to feel like today?